for another episode of Raw Mind Sports. I'm your host, Ryan Jones. This is Coach Jay. And before we get to the episode, NFL topics, here we go. You already know what time it is. Hit my music.
You're on time to talk sports with Raw Mind. Game day, who plays with updates of all kinds. From press box to sideline. Who got cut, who got signed. Who's clutch when it's crunch time. The starting lineup or the pine. These athletes compete, some without even trying. You want a championship, you gotta grind. When them bright lights shine, and this game go 9, they gon' cover the story, not quite like Ryan. Exclusive interviews, dudes plug like Mike Line. He's got the inside scoop of why, who got fined. Prime time, got the game statistics. I could say, if you wasn't at the game, you missed it. But now Raw Mind Sports covers the distance. Front row, that's close like a coach's assistant. You wanna be in the know? Eyes open and listen. This is Raw Mind Sports, another edition.
To another edition of Raw Mind Sports. I'm your host, Ryan Jones, and we got Coach Jay. And with that being said, shout out to the sponsor, Essential Collections. Essential Collections by Monica Ritz. Our website is www.essential, ESSENTUALSCOLLECTION.square.site. Amazing products, homegrown products, homemade by ourselves, care products, bath products, bar soaps, facial products, skin conditioner. You already know what time it is. Shout out to her. She also is in a store right now with Tarver Coffee House. So here we go. I'm gonna let Coach Jay go ahead and finish. Use the promo code RAWMIND for 15% discount. 15% discount. Coach Jay, how you doing today? I apologize.
Hey, Prime, doing great, man. It's all good, man. I'm glad to be here, blessed, man, and always great to be on your show, man. As always, love that intro, man. Excited about this show, man.
So with that being said, me and Coach Jay, we got another week of NFL football. We're talking about football, but don't get it twisted. One thing about me and Coach Jay, we'll dive into all sports. We'll dive into football, basketball, whatever's needed, and we'll make it go. But for now, Thanksgiving holiday. By the way, what you doing for Thanksgiving holiday, Coach Jay?
Man,
what
the family.
What you cooking?
We gonna eat good. We got some turkey, chicken, man. Listen, we got a long list. I don't even know all this stuff, but it's a long list. What about you?
My list is very short because since April I haven't ate no meat. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna stay disciplined to not eating meat, going to the house, grandma, parents, cousins. And one thing about me on my discipline diet right here, Coach Jay, is that I don't force nobody. I'm not gonna be out here promoting everybody to do what I do, at the moment. And I want to put that little soft touch in it at the moment. Unless somebody say, vegan, we want you to sponsor and endorse some Raw Thoughts. I mean, if they want me to, yeah. But at the moment, I'm not a person to say, hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to do that. I'm not doing that. So it's tough for me, man, because everybody else around me eats what they eat. And I don't like it. I'm not here to judge.
Hey, I'm one of them. Listen, man, I commend you. It's very tough. It's a limited options out there. I commend you, man. Just keep doing what you do, man. Keep doing it. Great job, man.
Thanks, my guy. So here we go. First topic of the night, NFL topic. We had a game, Monday Night Football, that happened, and it went for fans one way, happily. It went for other fans unhappily. So we're going to talk about the Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. So Coach Jay, give your raw thoughts, and I'm going to dive in give your thoughts.
Oh, man, Prime, listen, the Chiefs are what I thought they were. They are they're a good team, Prime. They're a good team. Their best part of their team right now is the defense. All right?
Woo! Very clear, right? Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. Okay, go ahead.
I know, right? Next up is but there's a huge reason, though. Next up is Mahomes and Kelsey, right? And after that, it's a bunch of question marks. A bunch of question marks, especially those receivers. They need to rehaul all of them. They had some great things that happened in that game. If you look at Isaiah Pacheco, 19 carries, 89 yards. Listen, that's legitimate. That's legitimate. I say that he needs to do that consistently, more consistently, right? And looking at the receiving side, Justin Watson, Kelsey with 44 yards, no touches, no, just one touchdown, no catches for Scantling. We got Sky Moore over here, 1 catch, 4 yards. You might as well not even came to the game. Look, Kadarius Toney, Mecole Hardman, 4 catches, 24 yards combined. Man, we probably could have did that.
Raw thoughts.
Listen, the way the Chiefs scheme and the way they get guys open, you would expect even more yards in this, but this just tells me this is what they are. They don't have a guy who can take the top off of defense. They don't have great, excellent route runners outside of Kelce. I mean, you double cover Kelce, who's going to get open? A lot of question marks. What's your take on this game, Prime?
For me, Andy Reid likes those very fast, quick, fast pace, get out. I ain't gonna say like yak yards, tough and strong yak yards, but guys who can be shifty. So he always likes those type of receivers. Quarterback wise, he wants a game changing quarterback, which he always had, in some way. Pacheco for me, it's always been a good running back, but with the Eagles, offensive style, they can find running backs like that, over and over and over and over. The thing about it is, everybody talk about Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, for the Chiefs to execute, it's not about Patrick Mahomes. It's about guys catching the football. No matter how good, how perfect, however it happens, Patrick Mahomes can't beat the guy who throws the ball but doesn't be able to catch the ball. Sounds like to me they have a lot of issues. They gave a lot of money to Patrick Mahomes. Cool. They didn't win 2 Super Bowls since they gave Patrick Mahomes the money. But it still took a dive in a particular spot. And that's the receiving core. You got rid of Tyreek Hill. You didn't want to pay him. Tyreek Hill's now in Miami. You told Tyreek Hill, literally, raw thoughts. Find a team you want to go to, we'll make it happen. Out of respect to him, you told him we're not signing you, but we'll let you go wherever you want to go, and we're going to make it happen. If you do that, brought him back and found a way to renegotiate. That's what the San Francisco 49ers do. Well, all their contracts where people don't know and everybody can complain about how they pay this person, how they pay that person. John Lynch gives them guys their money kind of like up front, and he starts negotiating, restructuring their contracts by the 3rd or 4th year of the contracts, which enables them to resign. Kansas City's not doing that. And yeah, they have a good defense. They ain't going out there paying Aaron Donald and Nick Bosa money on the defensive end. They're paying guys maybe 20 million, 10 million. If they got a good defense, Steve Spagnuolo has been a Super Bowl defensive coordinator champion. He's been a defensive coordinator, Super Bowl champion as a defensive coordinator with the Giants. Like, he's not going out there asking to go pay somebody 60 million, 70 million, 80 million. He's not doing that. He's not doing it at all. He's making it happen with the guys he got. And it's kind of like on a prove yourself contract, like with Chandler Jones trying to sit out at first. Let him go. He let him sit, whatever. He came back eventually, but they won't kick out no 100 million for him. He's not Aaron Donald or Nick Bosa. So defensively, they're pretty good. But it seems like it's not like a balance with the Kansas City Chiefs. The reason why they won the Super Bowl because of the offense of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not saying defense was not spectacular, but the offense can find ways, to win football games. And the offense always found ways. I don't care if the offense went through a drought for 3 quarters. The offense had predominant, really good weapons. They still found a way to win the game when it needed to be. Defensively, it was like, okay, hit and miss. Now, predominantly, the defense is good. You got Travis Kelce, who now all of a sudden out of nowhere says, oh, I don't know. I had so many injuries. I had this, I had that. I'm ready to retire. I'm getting old. And raw thoughts here. Raw thoughts on this show right now, Coach Jay, and to the viewers. I don't know how many times I've seen Travis Kelce get hurt. I might be wrong, but this is me not looking at the record book. This is my raw thoughts. I don't know how many times I've seen him get hurt. Now, I've seen a few games, 1 or 2 games where he sat out. But to say that he's been hurt all his career, it comes to me to a point where he didn't got his he's a 2-time Super Bowl champion. It's tight end. He probably pretty much knows he don't know how far the Kansas City Chiefs gonna go for the next 3-4 years. Now he has his name in the spotlight hugely because of Taylor. What's the last name? I done got the name wrong. That's how bad it is, man.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Okay. So like Taylor Swift has now put him in the spotlight. He's feeling good. So like it's come to a point now where like he done won 2 Super Bowls. For me, raw thoughts. Me talking about Travis Kelce. He done won 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
He lost 1. Now he's with Taylor Swift. Like, do we see Travis Kelce getting 6 Super Bowls? We don't. On no matter what team it is. So it's like
it's gonna be tough.
Right. So now it's like while we're hot, like in a basketball game, while I'm hot, I'm gonna go ahead and make my moves while I'm hot. It's okay to retire now. Maybe I can become a movie star, whatever. That's how I feel about this team. He's to the point now, like, man, I mean, he has like, if you got a script, raw thoughts, and they give you a script and they tell you what to say, and maybe they can like finagle the way to make you say it in a way they want you to say it, he'll be a good guy for that. So now he could go there, probably make tons of money. A lot of raw thoughts WWE wrestlers do that all the time. They don't be in the entertainment field. I guess they start getting tired of jumping off the top ropes. They go to the movie industry and they still find a way to make a lot of money. Travis Kelce is in that same boat. He wants to make a lot of money elsewhere without doing a lot of wear and tear, which I don't like it. I get it. But wait, are we the Chiefs fan? Go ahead.
Are we punting on Kelce's career right now?
Look, because Kelce, the reason why I'm personally think he could play, of course.
Yeah, I think so too.
Travis Kelce said himself in a press conference that he's been injured, hurt, bothered. He's been contemplating retirement for the past 2 years. For what he said, I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. Now Taylor Swift comes in. Now you have this energy. Now you're okay. I'm contemplating retirement. We know you're gonna catch the ball. You didn't catch it the other night. So I think it's a concept of he's just ready to get it over with. Eagles wise, because I talked a lot about the Kansas City Chiefs. Eagles have a phenomenal front. I ain't gonna say front 7, front 5. I don't know if they run a 4-3, 5-2, 4-4. So I mean, I just think the guys on the line are very good at getting after the football. Secondary wise, there was so many opportunities for the Kansas City Chiefs to capitalize, but they dropped a lot of passes. But at the end of the day, you know how it goes. You can't make an excuse because they don't have a secondary. As a coach says, we got to win. We got by this. Let's get better than next week. That's what the Eagles are doing right now. Each week they get a win. It's about let's get better than this, get better than that. And I saw that. I still don't think they're the same team as last season, but at the end of the day, 9-1 is 9-1, and you can't knock it. That's my raw thoughts.
I agree, Prime. I agree wholeheartedly. Everything you said, man. Just from a basic search, man. It looks here that the Eagles changed from a 4-3 to a 3-4 front, so maybe it might make them a little more versatile. However, listen. With Kelce and the speculation of possibly retiring, I could possibly see him having frustration, after them losing Tyreek Hill and all the other ace receivers they had and the other guys that were backup dudes that are there no more. I mean, you have all the weight on yourself now, and then now when you're not getting that separation or you're matched up against safeties and you're not getting that clear matchup that you would normally get, and you're getting double cover at times. I could see that frustrating, saying, "Hey, you know what? I don't see us being able to win a championship. So hey, let me get out of here." So I think maybe the Chiefs will bring in somebody, some stud out there to help them out. But as far as the Eagles side, I mean, they're loaded. I mean, this is a game I saw down the road of those guys not being able to be physical with the Eagles. I didn't see them winning this game either. It's just the Eagles is just they're a dominant team. They're a tough team. Just too much Eagles. I mean, going forward, I can see Kansas City, being a legitimate team down the road. But this type of team, a physical team like the Eagles, they're going to have trouble with them.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Before I go, man, Freedom and Faith Agency, call in Wood 919-817-7018. One decision at a time. Protect your family for a lifetime. You never know. Life insurance is big. GoFundMe is a problem because not a problem, but we always trying to go to GoFundMe. And at the same time, contact him, discuss your options. Use the promo code RawMind. Use promo code RawMind, and you get a 15% discount. Whatever you say, I got something else to say after that. Let's talk about that was the game. Let's talk about Matt Canada out in Pittsburgh. Went to the barbershop today. I don't know if you know Mr. Eddie. Unique.
Oh yeah, I know Eddie.
Yeah, he's a diehard Pittsburgh fan. And I asked him about this. He said, "Well, the fans were forcing him out." He said, "Because Mike Tomlin won't try to." But I want to get your raw thoughts on that.
Man, listen, this is one of those decisions where the head coach, he knows what he has as a team. He knows his offensive coordinator and how good or how bad he is. And he knows what the true issue with this team is. It is not the OC. This is not an OC problem with this team. Let's take it. I'm going to look and give you some information on this team. All right. Kenny Pickett. He's dang near the worst quarterback in the league. All right. When we look at stats from the quarterbacks, right, and we look at passing yards, Kenny Pickett has the least amount of passing yards in NFL. He has 1722 right now. The top guy in the league, Sam Howell, has 3,000. He legitimately has 1,300 yards less than the top dude. Now tell me, is that an offensive coordinator problem? All right. Now, Kenny Pickett has 6 touchdowns for 4 interceptions. He's not getting the job done. And, to kind of break it down even more, let me take a look at here. Per the analysts, they're saying the issue with the Steelers is their passing offense. We need a new quarterback. We need a new quarterback. It always boils down to that. That's all it boils down. What's your take on this one?
So for me, I seen a lot of people. I was on the show a while back. They were like, they've been ready to get rid of Matt Canada. I even seen some legends and some fans say to me, Matt Canada has to go. Kenny Pickett was very good in Pittsburgh. No question. And I feel like in the world we live in, man, sometimes systems matter. Like certain quarterbacks play well in certain systems. I know people try to complain about his hands and how small they are, but Brock Purdy got some small hands. Brock Purdy is still making throws and making plays. So sometimes you always got to look at the quarterback is a huge problem. But the thing is, it all depends on. Now, I'm going to tell you this. If Matt Canada goes to New England Patriots or goes somewhere else or even Chicago or wherever, and he does well with a guy like Justin Fields, it's going to tell the tale on Kenny Pickett. So right now, I'm at a question mark at the moment because Kenny Pickett's a rookie. A lot of people in Pittsburgh didn't like Matt Canada. We don't know what Matt Canada can do with any other quarterback. And if he does well with any other quarterback, then it becomes okay, here we go. Let's prime another example. Matt Canada with the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert, 6'6". And he calling plays, he has to call them. I know the guys were saying in the locker room they want to run the ball more. Seeing the LA Chargers, with LA Chargers, you have Justin Herbert. You want to throw the ball more. I always believe everything in life can mesh when it's in the right situation. I just don't think this situation in Pittsburgh was just for him. Now, if you put him with Justin Herbert with all those receivers and those guys, those weapons, you ain't asking him to get Eckler the ball. Eckler is a really, really good running back. Don't get twisted for the LA Chargers. But are you asking him to get 30 carries again? You're not. So now it plays into a part of you have a good quarterback. Can I call the right plays? Kellen Moore, there's a lot of things going on there in the LA Chargers, but I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying that's the place he needs to go. I'm not saying he's going to be perfect. But what I'm saying is I need to see him outside of that black and gold or black and yellow somewhere else and to see the verdict on Matt Canada. Pickett is a rookie, getting paid cheap, raw thoughts. They ain't getting rid of him that fast. So, he's going to have more opportunities as a young player because he could be a guy that could be a franchise guy. Which he's completely different from Big Ben. When Big Ben came in, Big Ben was a big body,
gunslinger,
big tools, right? Gunslinger. He's not that. He's trying to get there, but matter of fact, the last time they had a quarterback was Big Ben. Big Ben ended up the next year, I think, within 2 years, took him to the Super Bowl and got 2 Super Bowl rings. I don't see that at Kenny Pickett. But what I see is Kenny Pickett still competing, and they still have a chance to win the AFC North. Let me see what Kenny Pickett can do here, at least for a year, or maybe next year. Then after that, I can really get a real verdict on him. And Matt Canada go elsewhere and see what he can do and see how the tails turn.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Listen, that's fair enough. I mean, listen, Kenny Pickett reminds me of a Matt Castle. All right. He's not an overly, he doesn't have an overly strong arm. He's a guy that you can stick in, that can get you some wins here and there, that can move the chains, that can be a game manager. But I need to see some more from him. As of right now, the verdict on me on him is that I don't think if I was the OC or the head coach there, I'd be looking for another quarterback. But he's a young guy. Let's see what he does without his offensive coordinator. Is it him or is it the OC? We'll see.
No, I agree. Next topic is a very interesting one. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, no matter what town we in, me and Coach J are from good old North Carolina, if that's okay to say.
Yes,
and sir. Even though I'm not as you can see, probably background, I'm definitely been like this since I was like 88, 89 in the background because I was a little boy. We're from this area, but it's not like I'm disrespecting the Panthers, but we know that's the home team. And it's just a whole chaotic chaos, raw thoughts. I just don't know what to say about the Panthers at the moment. And I'm not even trying to blame players, but I'm going to let you go first, Coach J.
The sad thing is this is my squad.
Whoa! At least I mean, no disrespect.
I gotta talk smack about my squad. It's all good. Look, it's all fair. It's all fair. Man, where can I start with this team? I mean, like, listen, man, the quarterback, right? I think we made the wrong selection when we got Bryce. There were other options, all right. But outside of that, I mean, they're going to be another staff overhaul here. I feel like it. Nothing's getting done here. Head coach is on a hot seat, Frank Wright.
Hot seat of boiling.
Hey, listen, oh man, right now. He's probably on volcanic lava right now. It's hot. I'm telling you, when you start out the way they are and you look the way they look, the fans aren't happy. I'm sure people in the organization are happy. They're not. They might not be saying anything, but there were probably some disapproval in that staff. So, but I mean, they don't look good at all in all of their games. They had a nice drive this weekend, but they look awful. They need to overhaul. There's so much to go through with this team right here. When you look at Bryce, if he's not the worst, he's right there. Him and Kenny Pickett right there at the end of the stick right there as far as quarterbacks, 31 and 32. They're bad. Decision making, pocket presence, arm talent. Of course, he's a creative guy. He can make plays with his feet. Timing and accuracy, he's okay with the accuracy, but he's got to get better at every single thing. All right. Points per game right now, they're only scoring 16 points a game. They're not getting it done. And they're giving up 20. They're averaging giving up 27 points a game. And just to look at the disparity in the offense, as of right now, they're rushing the ball at 36% of the time and passing 63%. They need to flip that. If you got a guy like Bryce who's having issues, right? They need to switch that up. All right. We possibly need to be running the ball 60, passing 30. But hey, I'm not the OC. There's so much to go through with this team right here, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Raw thoughts. I'm making simple quick. Frank Wright out the door. The owner need to be out the door. Somebody need to buy the Panthers back because this stuff is a headache here. I even heard today at the barbershop from a Panther fans who's a liable resource saying that they don't even want them practicing in Rock Hill no more in the facility. They don't know if it's some fans or who, because they are just that mad and bad off. It ain't just the simplicity of the pick. They all wanted Steve Wills. They had a chance to have Steve Wills. I'm not saying he was the guy. I'm not going to say he's going to be a Super Bowl team this season, but you know, you give it a year or two, they'll be competitive, super competitive. They've been making players, which he made a key draft pick with Javier Brown for Penn State this season. That actually, when Tupelaga just got hurt with the 49ers, that made a play. That is a guy that I'm like, he made that pick. He saw something. He has an eye for that in football. And sometimes you need player coaches, like I said in a previous show. You need players coaches that can get the players up. Mike Tomlin is one of them, and you get good offense coordinators and defense coordinators. I just think it's not even just a U-Haul. I don't even want to put the players like that. I don't even want to put the players in the bad spot. I think it's a U-Haul on the coaches and the owner. And the owner needs just go ahead and give it up. He has gotten rid of so many players. Dave Tepper has got rid of so many players since he's been there.
Yeah.
And it's never been a situation to where I heard this today in the barbershop that somebody gonna say that they don't even want them practicing in the facility in Rock Hill. That has never happened. I don't care how bad the Panthers were under Richardson.
What's going on there?
Right. So it's like, I just think dude, raw thoughts, got the Panthers and thought it was like a money monopoly and try to make good business. And it was more of a thing in the pocket instead of knowledge of football, knowledge of putting players in the right position. You know, some owners who have so much money can just get teams and just like, hey, I'm just going to make some money. It is what it is. Team win, fail, whatever, blah, blah. That's what it is. I don't think his knowledge, I don't want to question his knowledge of football. But my facts tell me right now, since he's been there, the Panthers have not been successful. And I think that's what we're looking at. The Panthers have not been successful since Dave Tepper has been the owner of the Panthers. And that's what I really look at. It's not about, does he know football? I'm telling you right now from facts, apparently, since you've been the Panthers, it looks like you don't know football. And
I agree.
You keep giving people this. Go ahead. Go, Jay.
No. Continue. I totally agree. I ain't seen nothing positive from there. I mean, listen, you get rid of some of your top guys. Where McCaffrey at?
San Francisco.
Man, listen. The only
got rid of him quick too.
Quick. You just think about this, right? Last year, you were a struggling, awful team, right? Whoops comes in, interim coach, and gives you guys energy. You win games. This is the guy who lifted the team up, right? He showed leadership. He proved that they can win with what they had. The other coach had the same guys, the same dudes, and you're winning. Now, if I'm the owner, if I'm smart, I'm like, listen, if this guy comes in here and we're winning now, I'm going with the hot hand. Let's keep him there. And if he doesn't do well next year, hey, we just fire him. All right. But you didn't give the dude an opportunity for at least one season, but you gave the other guy an opportunity.
That's the second time that happened in Arizona and the Panthers. Shame on the NFL. Shame on them for that.
Shame. But you know what, though?
Not NFL, excuse me, because the NFL say the coaches have the right to decide. So I'll take that back. Not the NFL.
True.
Coaches have a choice, and they'll tell you that quickly. They'll say that quickly. The coaches pick them. We don't pick them. The coaches pick them. Excuse me. The owner of the NFL teams pick the coach.
Yeah.
Oh man!
But your boy is in a better place right now. Wilkes is in a better place. Honestly, right now, I feel better with him being with the 49ers. They're going to the playoff. They're going to the playoffs this year. You know where the Panthers going? Lottery pick.
Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't know, man. They look at listen. I don't. Man, I just hope we get number one.
And this topic is presented by Essential Collections. Essential Collections by Monica Ritz. All right. This gets interesting here. So, for what I want to say before you start, Coach Jay, you know, the Browns lose their starting quarterback. The Bengals, who probably people thought was going to win the division, lose Cool Joe Burrow. Steelers got Pickett. Ravens got Lamar. But the thing about it is, it's three teams now. When you look at these three teams, you say, look at these teams. Joe Burrow out, you probably already gave them the X. Browns still winning with a third-string quarterback. Kenny Pickett, they lost a bad game the other night because they want to say, not what they want to say, but they were saying like it was poor coaching, offensive play calling, And then you have the Ravens, of course. Man, this division can still go down to the wire. Even though Lamar Jackson probably is the best quarterback in the division at the moment, because you look at P.J. Walker, Kenny Pickett, Joe Burrow's out. But it's still a tough stretch because Lamar Jackson them just lost to the Browns, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it's the Browns. No, I think the Steelers. One of them lost to the Browns. But either way, they're losing because the Browns are playing great defense and getting it done. But the floor is yours, Coach J.
Legendary defense. Legendary defense. Let me say this, okay? Listen, I know Lamar Jackson. We talked about him earlier, in the past shows about how great the Ravens were and how we think that the Ravens are going to run away with this division. I don't know now. Listen, the Browns with their defense, they don't even matter who's at quarterback. This is why I say this, okay? Looking at the Ravens' remaining games of the season, all right? They've got the Chargers, all right? Rams, Dolphins are going to be a tough one, all right? They got the 49ers, Dolphins again, and then they have the Steelers.
Whew.
Their schedule in comparison to the Browns is a lot different. The Browns have an easier way to get to the playoffs and to get to that AFC North #1 spot. All right, the Browns the Browns, they got the Jags, the Bears. They should win that one. The Texans, they should win that one. All right, the Jets, they should win that one, and the Bengals, they should win it. They're only one game behind right now. I think
so. You're saying the Browns right now, Raw Mind Sports, the Browns have a 90% chance of winning the AFC North.
I wouldn't say that big because they do have a backup quarterback. They do have but listen, I would say their chances right now are higher than the Ravens. I would say their chances are higher, considering who the Ravens got to go against. All right, they're probably not going to beat the Dolphins, right? Or it's going to be a really tough game, of course, with the Dolphins' high-flying offense. I mean, it's a physical game. Dolphins, who knows? But they're going to beat – the Ravens going to beat the Steelers. The Ravens probably not going to beat the 49ers. A loss against Niners, loss against Dolphins. Going to be a close one against the Jags. Close one against the Chargers, and they're going to beat the Rams. So we've got 3 to 4 games right here that the Ravens could be – it's possible they could drop 3 out of 4 of these right here.
Sheesh. I didn't even think about that. For me, I like the Ravens because in the NFL today we say QB play, but everything you said made me rethink things. I know the Browns got a really good defense. Now, and when I say this, I'm saying this like just based upon the facts you just named as in the schedule. The Browns could easily win this division. Pittsburgh still have a lot of. It's not a bad thing. They just have, people don't like Pickett, but they're still in it. But when you say division-wise, I like to look to that quarterback that can make a play, and Lamar Jackson's probably the best quarterback to make a play. Now, will I say, let's say the Browns win this. I don't know if the Browns, they can win division. They may get the boot the first round of the playoffs. So I don't see them, so I feel like they can in this amongst this division and the teams they got to play that you just named, the schedule does look easy. But even though Lamar Jackson's schedule is tough, I think Lamar Jackson can pull a rabbit out of the hat here and there in the wild card and find a way to win. That's the difference. Yeah, because he's been in the playoffs. He understands that the Browns don't have that experience there, which they probably never had it because every time I turn around, they drafting a quarterback like they change the draws, and now your quarterback is out again. The guy you gave all this money, so now you're in a bad spot. But
big money.
You have promise because you got promise. He's like, man, we got a really good defense, but you look to the other side, but we don't have a franchise quarterback, and we paid a lot of money to a franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
who can't be available, but we're going to get him shoulder surgery because we want to make sure we earn every penny we got. Because it's a real injury, and we want to make sure he's available for the next season. I'm sorry about that.
Listen,
go ahead.
I agree, man. But listen, there's no slouches on the Cleveland Browns, quarterback depth chart, man. Listen, Dorian Thompson. I mean, he looks legitimate. We seen PJ.
Dorian Thompson came from UCLA.
Yeah, we seen what PJ could do with Carolina. I mean, he can string together some wins for those guys. I think those two quarterbacks, they can hold the fort down. But listen,
they can win
as
the
you
AFC
said,
North.
yes, they can win the AFC North, but when it comes to the playoffs, it doesn't matter which of those teams goes first, right? The Ravens are going to last longer. They're going to be in that longer than the Browns because they have a better, complete built team, even though they have the harder, the rougher schedule.
That's raw thoughts. Here we go. Now, an interesting division here. We had a Jazz who went on a streak till they got thumped by the 49ers. Colts are kind of like midway here, there. Titans getting ready for the draft. But Houston, DeMeco Ryans, CJ Stroud. It can be competitive down the line. Who you got in the AFC South?
All right. Right now, the Jags are leading the AFC South, okay? They look like the team that is going to possibly run away with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's take a look at the schedule because the schedule is going to tell us what we need to know about these teams, okay? Now, as we talked earlier, they've got to play the Browns, okay? I think that's going to be a loss for the Jags. All right. They play the Bengals. I don't know. I don't even know who's going to be playing QB. So they're probably going to win that game. Okay. They're not going to beat the Ravens. They're going to that Buccaneers game is going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. They're going to beat the Panthers, and the Titans been kind of up and down. All right. Now we look at the Texans, which is the Texans and the Browns. I'm sorry, the Texans and the Jags are the two teams I think is going to come down to. Okay. And I just feel like the way the Texans is playing, the young quarterback Stroud is just amazing right now. He's putting up like video game numbers at times. Okay. And listen, they've got, of course, they got the Jags coming up, the Broncos. They can win that one. They're going to beat the Jets. They'll beat the Titans. Tough against the Browns. I think they might win that one. They'll beat the Texans again, and I think they might beat the Colts. They have a chance to be favored in a lot of these games coming up. They have 7 games, and out of 7, I think they would probably win 5 out of 7.
Raw thoughts for me. Looking at the division for the beginning of the season, who did you pick to win this division before
week 1? Let me look at the whole. I would honestly, I was thinking more of the Jags because of Trevor Lawrence and ETN.
Correct. Everybody was thinking the Jags. But DeMeco Ryans, I don't know, he let it ball in the fire. He ended up getting the Anderson kid for Alabama. He gets CJ Stroud. Now, I look at the Texans looking at it like it ain't no pressure. We won't expect to win. The pressure is on the Jacksonville Jaguars, Doug Peterson, and Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence won some national titles at Clemson. I know CJ Stroud has played in them. I don't want to say that wrong. I can't remember if he won one or not. This is raw thoughts because I should know, but I didn't. So anyway, CJ Stroud has played in some big games in college, and CJ Stroud was the second draft pick this season, and he's a rookie. And we know this is the first year of a head coach trying to rebuild, building a team your first year when you don't have pieces. It's different when you have a team like, let's say, for example, if is it Staley, the head coach of LA Chargers?
I
don't have my computer in front of me, people. I just want to let you know. We're doing things a little different here. Raw Mind Sports. It is
Staley.
Staley. See, look, so that's the thing about Raw Mind Sports. I can remember so much in his head, even though I need to pull it up on my computer. If, let's say, Bill Belichick goes and takes over the LA Chargers, because everybody been talking about that. That's different because you already got a team established. You just got to probably create a different strategy. But when you're the Houston Texans and you had a high draft pick last season, you come in with 2 guys, high draft picks that are really good, and you have a new coach and a new coaching staff, it hits differently. Like, you're not expected to be there right away. For the Jags, they was in the playoffs last season. Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence, their offense, their team. You're expecting them to win this eventually. Like, it's not even a question. You know, the Colts, we didn't know for sure. We already knew, like, the Titans always up and down. So when the Jazz are in this division, you already got pretty much handed them the crown. But it didn't work like that. Mm-hmm. So it looks like to me, the pressure's on the Jazz because they have to win division. Because you got a guy like DeMeco Ryans who's not gonna just not gonna lose momentum. He's gonna gain momentum year after year after year. And he's played there already, and he brought in a team that they didn't expect to even be in this position to win the AFC South. So now I feel like the pressure's on the Jaguars to win. Should the Jaguars win? They should win. Will they win? We don't know. Right now, Raw.
You muted, big dog.
Let's see if I got here. Audio went out.
I got you now. You back?
All right, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
I had to make sure. So with a guy like DeMeco Ryans, is going to only gain momentum after momentum after momentum after momentum. But right now, the momentum is supposed to be Jaguars supposed to easily win this division, but it's not going to happen like that. So for me, I might have a change of heart. I feel like if it comes down to one game, the Texans can win this division. Now, I ain't gonna say again. I don't think they're gonna do anything in the playoffs, but they have built a foundation where they believe in themselves and believe in their team. And the pressure again is for them just to win. If they lose this division, ain't nobody gonna be surprised. Ain't nobody gonna put no pressure on the Houston Texans. Ain't nobody gonna say fire DeMeco Ryans after 1 year.
Yeah.
Situation. It's not happening. So it's like if they win. That's great. That's great. Expectations gonna be high next season. But they lose this division, it ain't a shock. It ain't gonna be that it's gonna change. Coaching staff gonna be intact. They're not gonna fire DeMeco Ryans. DeMeco Ryans winning this division will probably get him a raise or get a bonus or something may happen. Jaguars, on the other hand, got to the playoffs, got the chance to play Kansas City. Doug Peterson is a good coach, a Super Bowl champion coach. And you don't win division with a rookie head coach, another head coach in Indianapolis that's a rookie, for Rabel getting rid of players like it's Dollar Tree. So I mean, in the day, like the division should be yours. It may not, and I'm not knocking it, but the expectations of the AFC North right now, the Jaguars are supposed to win. But DeMeco, C.S. Stroud, he's put a culture. He got these guys believing in themselves, could do it. And the great part is they ain't pressured to win at this moment.
No
That's
pressure.
my thoughts.
No pressure at all, man. Listen. I agree 100% what you just said. There's no pressure on the Texans right now. This year, beginning of the year with the rookie quarterback, listen, with that quarterback there, I didn't expect those guys to do much of anything. I thought they were going to be down there with the Titans. You know, honestly, I thought the Titans was going to be better than them. Derrick Henry, you know, I thought this was going to be the Titans' opportunity to come back and be the top of this division along with the Jaguars. But look where they're at. And look where the Texans are at. It's
it's there. And I agree. Raw thoughts. I'm about to bring up something real quick. I'm gonna let you go ahead. This is again on this show. I never explain it. We never talk about it before the show. And this is what I call the Raw Thoughts Minute. I'm quite sure off the dome. Here we go. Yeah, I know. You even saw the face. What is your raw thoughts of sports this week?
My raw thought of sports right now, HBCU football. All right. I love it. I watch it a lot. Howard's going to be in the MEAC Celebration Bowl. I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. All right. Now, I don't know if you know a lot about the MEAC and the SWAC. There are two HBCU conferences that come together that play a bowl game at the end of the year. Okay. Now, the conference champion, right? Which all the other conference champions from FCS teams, right? They go on to play in the FCS playoff. Okay. However, the previous commissioner of the MEAC signed an agreement, for those two conferences to play a bowl game, therefore forfeiting their ability to play in the FCS playoff, the champion, right? This year, NCCU, they're playing in the FCS playoffs, which I think, honestly, is, to me, yes, having a bowl game is good, but I think having the ability to go into the playoffs, being a conference champion, going to the playoffs, I think that structure may need to be rethought at some point, giving those teams an opportunity to play in a playoff format, it possibly a bigger game or so. But listen, that we're not saying that the Celebration Bowl is not a big event. I still think it's a big event, but I think maybe, the viewership, the possibility to having more games and playing higher level competition outside of those two conferences, I think at some point being able to get into that playoff structure is going to help these two conferences, especially from a monetary perspective. Both of them are looking to generate more revenue. Having more games is going to bring in more ticket sales and possibly get your teams out there to a broader audience. That's just my raw thoughts.
My raw thoughts for the minute, and I get that. So I'm gonna go to another old former HBCU coach who's now left HBCU, and by the way of Deion Sanders, the real prime time. That's what he say. People need to just relax and stop making it seem like it's gonna be a fail. Deion came in, rerouted the recruiting sources. He knew from day one he needed a D-line, an offensive line. A lot of issues start from there. And the next season, even though one guy decommitted because of the record, don't get it twisted. Next season is going to be a completely different season. They're going to be extremely better. He just lost his son. He didn't really have a preparation or a game plan for the backup because he expected his son to be around. But at the same time, he expected his son to go into the draft next year and Travis Hunter go into the draft next year the same year. So for one more year, you're going to get Colorado. And trust me, this season will probably be the best season Colorado has ever had in years. They probably will be in the college football playoffs. Now, after that, if it's an amazing job open, I don't know unless Colorado's going to offer him the bank. Let's be real. And raw thoughts. I'm pretty sure Deion Sanders has a lot of respect for the program, but it's very, very cold. I don't think Deion Sanders want to be in Denver forever. He looked at this as a move. I really feel like if Jackson State was a move, this was really a move that was pretty much at the ground, can't do nothing but go up, and it was a perfect move for him to make that he's seen a lot of things out of that. So that's why he made that move. This was Florida State, this was Alabama, whatever. The accolades and the expectations are far up. Colorado, it wasn't no expectation, but to go up. I don't even care if you go up a needle. I don't care if you it's just like putting the gas tank. You don't eat and you put $20 in there. You may get a quarter. They may be happy with it. I don't know it. I know, of course, Colorado won't be in national championships.
Yeah.
But Colorado's not a team that's known to be in national championships. It's just 1 year. Pump your brakes on Deion Sanders because Warren Sapp is coming to the coaching staff this season. And even though those guys played back in the day, those certain names matter when they come to your table. So even though that offensive guy left, if they leave, they leave. And I know he was kind of mad because the guy left. He wished they could stop it. But it works both ways. But pump your brakes because next season, it's where he said they coming. Oh, they coming. And you better be ready because it's going to happen. And from there, his son will be gone. Travis Hunter will be gone. He's going to make sure he gives them guys a great send-off. And he could be whatever he wants. And he's going to be a hot commodity coach. Although Colorado has a lot of money. I don't know if Deion wants to be in Colorado all the time in the weather. That's my raw thoughts, man. But that being said, Jeremy, before we get off, I don't know if you want to comment on that before we get off.
You know what? Listen, I love talking Colorado. If you look at their 1-win season last year, and then you see Colorado fans are like, man, we got 3 wins, and you would think they're going to the bowl game, right? That just tells you the expectations down there.
Right.
How dare Alabama's fans say, oh, great season after 10 wins. Listen, you have 10 wins. They like, listen, what's going on? 3 wins? Come on, man. But listen, I do understand the expectations around it. I understand where they're going. They don't have a great defense. They're worse in the NCAA in defense. So you're not going to be anybody playing defense like that. They're in a lot of their games. So of course they don't have some blowouts. Let's hold on those. But the team is progressing. They're looking so much better. And I do think they get the second recruiting class. They get an opportunity to get some guys behind guys. Right now they got some aces. They need guys behind guys, some 2s and 3s, some more special teamers, some more roster fillers, especially when guys get hurt. Your quarterback goes out. When Travis Hunter is not in his A game, they need somebody else to step up. All right. But, I think going into this all season, ensuring their offensive line, getting more guys up front, especially a talented guy like Warren Sapp, being able to coach that defensive unit, that's going to hold weight in the recruiting room. He's going to see some 18, 17-year-old kid. They're going to be like, man, I want to be coached by this legendary guy. Warren Sapp, the guys I used to look up to, Deion Sanders, primetime. They're going to look up to that, and they're going to be more susceptible to signing with those teams. But yeah, that's my raw thoughts on that, man. I'm 100% on you with that.
And with that being said, man, raw thoughts, raw mind sports. Coach Jay, he gave his thoughts. We are out.